I am learning to love the way she gets mad at me when I'm driving.
I have been accused of backseat driving.
Side seat driving, any type of just not driving but driving sort of scenario.
Let's check out the scenery and then we'll be hitting the roll bars.
It's a warning sign. Doesn't mean we're about to die.
I thought Bryant was goofy. He was definitely the class clown and it was well known.
Seriously, she broke my heart freshman year of college. It took me so long to emotionally recover from that.
Switching that dynamic was hard. I think harder for me than...
Harder for me. She went right for it. First impression of Maggie. I mean, obviously look at her. I mean, she's gorgeous. Well, how far do you want me to go?
We'll see, I guess.
Okay. I'll just leave a door open, you close it. We want to thank all of our friends and family, all of you guys for coming today. It means the world to us to have you guys here. We want to thank our parents for letting this day happen. And Rich and Amy, thank you for raising Maggie the way she is. She's great. That was my door. It's open. Now you close it. You slam it shut.
Thank you, Tim and Susie, for raising Brian to be the man he is today. We appreciate everything you've done to get us this far. Just for all the prayers and the blessings moving forward and supporting our marriage. And we're really excited for this next chapter in our life. So thank you all.
Yeah, thank you. Slammed it shut.
I still find Wiley's house, riding on my bike with eyes closed. I could name every girl that he took out, and from my memory dial his house phone. Can you take me back when we were just kids? We weren't scared of getting older, yeah. No one knows you like they know you, and no one probably ever will. You can grow up, make new ones, but truth is, there's nothing like old friends. 'Cause you can't make old friends. Yeah. I can still feel the windows down, listening to Jimmy Eat World, riding 3 wide on Blake's bench seat, yeah. My God, it's been 10 years now. I would have his back tomorrow, and he'd still fight anyone who tried to touch me. Can you take me back when we were just kids who weren't scared of getting older, yeah.
The sound of the party trunk dropping, the crackle of campfire we're popping. No phones, just half glasses, living on best captions. Steven making us laugh with his laughing, all the girls wearing all the guys' jackets. We live in that Friday. We all went to see Coldplay. Oh, isn't it nice? Yeah, soaking in life for free. Oh, sparks drifting high, making
So we actually first met at that scholarship interview at UNK, and she might have told you a different one, but that's totally incorrect because this is where we met.
So I guess the first time we actually met was at the K-Hop interview. That was probably not the very first time I remember our interaction. I was very nervous that day.
She doesn't remember any of it, I don't think, because she was probably so freaked out and stressed. I don't know, it was very interesting because my dad was talking to her mom a lot. Like, they were the only two in the entire room talking. Knowing my dad, very odd, but knowing her mom, not surprising in the slightest.
My mom actually remembers like talking there with his dad and him, but I think I just kind of blanked all that out because I was so nervous.
I don't even know when we actually truly met at UNK. I just remember freshman year, I had a crush on her. She totally rejected me, heartless. Anyway.
He actually did, he's gonna give me a hard time about this, he did try to reach out to me freshman year, but at the time it just wasn't the right timing, I would say, and so with God's timing, it came back around our sophomore year.
I asked her if she needed help with school, and she said yes, so we started studying together. So who said organic chemistry couldn't be a matchmaker?
He would kind of plan what we called like study dates, which is probably his way of maybe like starting dating me.
Got to know each other that way, and eventually that blossomed into a good friendship, and then eventually a relationship.
It was our last week of finals, sophomore year. We had an organic chemistry final, and you said we should go out to celebrate and just like get dinner or whatever, but you also made the comment, which you know what would drive me crazy now, it's like, I want to talk to you about some things, and then me being the type A person that I am was like, oh no, talk about some things, I feel like I know where that's going.
We went to Skeeter Barnes because I love Skeeter Barnes. That barbecue is so good.
He happened to say he liked me that night, and I think I finally got to the point where I could say it back, like, I do see this, and like, I really enjoyed like getting to know him during that time period.
I just wanna stay by your side. I'm falling, still falling for you.
And after Skeeter Barnes, we went to Minden, I believe, where they have the big Christmas lights, that whole downtown scene they have there. We went there and just kind of looked around.
We went back to your apartment and watched an episode.
First off, it was a trailer, not an apartment.
This is true. He was living in a trailer at the time. So.
It was awesome. Watched my favorite episode of How I Met Your Mother.
There was a very specific episode he wanted to watch. It was his favorite one of How I Met Your Mother. You probably know the name of it.
Yeah, season 8, episode 1. It's called like Farhampton. Good episode.
I'm not sure what kind of vibe I was given off before, but I am not interested in your schnitzel.
No. God, no.
And he made the first move.
She definitely went for it. I was more hesitant. I was like, what are we doing here? But it was definitely her that made the first move.
By your side, I'm falling, still falling for you.
I think when I actually knew Bryant was more than likely going to be the one was just how he interacted with others, but even my family. My family's really important, and I'm very kind of a date to marry kind of person, and just to see if we would line up, and there was nothing that really didn't, and we loved each other's company, and I think things just progressed from there. We kind of just knew like this was going to be it.
I would almost say it was more of the process of getting to know her, how just you could tell how kind and considerate she was when we would study together and things like that. And it was really just like those continuous days of us spending 4 or 5 hours together every day, like studying and talking and getting to know each other, that really was probably when I knew that this would be a person that I could spend my life with. We had talked about it in the past, you know, getting married and stuff in the future.
We were actually headed down to Hastings for the weekend, and just I knew some of his family was going to be in town.
We drove from Omaha, found a grand excuse to go from Omaha to Kearney, and then I wanted to take her to all the places we used to go when we were in Kearney.
Then he wanted to make these little stops around town, and at the time I didn't think much of it.
When we were at UNK, Little Caesars was a staple for us for a study break, so we got Little Caesars, went to Yanni Park, and ate it there.
We went to Harmon Park after that, so it was really pretty, like all the flowers and little gardens with water and things like that.
She was very miserable to deal with that day.
It was, I think, in June, and it was super hot, and so he kept being like, oh, you want to take another walk? And I'm like, why are we taking a walk outside in the middle of June, like multiple times?
It was only like 100 degrees.
Yeah.
Come on.
No big deal, it was fine. And then that's where he had like got down on one knee and asked me, and just kind of like talked about how this should be our next adventure.
Yeah, it's like we called these little trips adventures, and so I said, do you want to go on one more adventure?
Chasing down forever after.
I'm trying to think.
Well, here's a good or bad word about me.
I guess like thoughtful. So one word I chose for Bryant was lively. I had a hard time choosing a word. It's hard because he definitely has that responsible side to him. I think he's very type A when it comes to school, but outside of that, he's really helps push me outside my comfort zone. He definitely is sometimes the life of the party. He loves to have fun. And I think people know him as like the funny guy, which I've always loved about him. He always makes me laugh, and I don't know, he helps me like relax a little bit. I really enjoy that about him, and we have a lot of fun together.
Considerate. So she is actually annoyingly considerate. Cares way too much about other people, if we're being honest. Just as an example, she lives in a house where you go upstairs and the stairs up to her room, so she lives in the attic, and the stairs going up to her room are very loud. And I swear it takes her 5 minutes to go upstairs because she doesn't want to be loud and distract her roommates from studying or things like that. She cares way too much about other people.
That's a secret. Well, what do you think?
All right.
Ready?
3, 2, 1. Team.
Make a pretty good team.
Yeah, we do. She's ice, I'm fire.
Oh God.
Peas, carrots. We balance each other out in a lot of good ways, I think, and so that's what makes us a good team. She's very schedule.
He's definitely more go with the flow. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
We feel it now, and nothing could be better. You and me, chasing down forever after.
I really appreciate you being like my partner through all of this. I feel like we're a really great team, and we know how to communicate, and we know just how to pick each other up when we're down, and I appreciate you always being there for me. I'm really excited to do this life with you.
Maggie, I just want you to know that this day was really special, and I hope you feel really special this day, but I want you to feel special every day, forever, and you're responsible for holding me up to that.
Colors explode like the 4th of July. Summertime glow got me feeling alright. We know, let's go. The sun is calling and we're out in the street. We're all hanging together and we don't need a thing. We know, let's go. Tastes so sweet and I can't deny it. Life's a treat, I just wanna try it. This is the good life, soak in the good vibes. We're living out our dreams, we're living wild and free. So drink up the sunshine, 'cause everything's alright. We're living out our dreams, yeah, this is the good life. Roll the window down 'cause it's 80 degrees. No traffic on the road, summer life is a breeze. We know, let's go. Tastes so sweet and I can't deny it. Life's a treat, I just wanna try it. This is the good life, soak in the good vibes. We're living out our dreams, we're living wild. me something, any question, I'll answer best I can. 'Cause I don't want one thing to ever be between your heart and where I stand. When I stood by watching all that wanting, you took me by the hand, and you held back nothing, let my walls give in and fall away like sand. But don't you ask me when I fell in love. No one answer ever captures all I'm thinking of. It's the strength and grace within, how you never let me win. It's the candlelight dancing round rooms. It's the first time that we pray. It's the words we've yet to say, but I feel them anyway with you.
I, Bryant, take you, Maggie, to be my wife.
I, Maggie, take you, Bryant, to be my husband,
I promise to be faithful to you,
in good times and in bad,
in sickness and in health,
to love you and honor you,
all the days of my life.
all the days of my life.
It's the fire in the rain, it's the diamond in your ring, it's the lines you always sing along, it's the restless mornings rise, and it's the way I feel tonight with you.